Welcome back to another episode of Golf with Zach. If you were with me for the last round, I did say this upcoming round would be in San Antonio. However, I just ran into something called the Sim Golf Tour. The Sim Golf Tour seems pretty cool. I'd like to join it, so we're going to switch the goal. I'm going to play a course they play that week on their settings for their pro league. If I can break par for the first time, we'll join the league. So the course they're playing this week is Tongass National. It's a fictional course in Alaska. Um, what's interesting about this course is around the green, you'll see here these waste areas. These waste areas are littered throughout the course and they're actually out of bounds. You'll also see some deer and bear. And then their 18th hole here is a par 5 uphill, one of the hardest holes on the course. We have some pretty challenging par threes as well. So here's the Sim Golf Tour. Go to their website, active events under their pro category. They play 2 rounds. Usually the first round has a slightly easier settings, and then round 2 is a little bit harder. So that's what we're going to test ourselves today with. So there's a little bit of give and take here. Of course, we're playing from the back tees with Sunday pins. However, this league does 5-foot gimme putts, which is nice. And then they're putting on 12 stemp. Their fairways are soft. I'm not crazy about that. It's going to shorten the drives. Their green firmness, and this was for that second round, was normal. So we get a little bit of help there. But then they also play in breezy wind. So this will be the first time I do that. Let's get out to the course. First hole's a par 4. If you watch the previous rounds, I did not break par, and the big kicker was my tee shots. Typical miss was that huge hook. I do that on a few holes here to start. Thankfully, I make an adjustment. I'll show birdie putts, but the par and bogey putts, I'm just going to kind of breeze through to try and shorten the videos. I get extremely lucky off of a tree. Maybe that's a sign of things to come. We blast a 9-iron past the screen. And we scramble for par. Par 3 here. Again, if you look, you'll notice this one has a small waste area behind it. So the miss you want is short. I certainly do that. And the greens are pretty undulated, so you'll have some weird kicks here and there. This is where I make what I believe is a huge adjustment. So if I'm hooking the ball like crazy, my thought process was I'm going to push the ball back slightly in my stance, and then I'm going to open my shoulder line. And the thought process was I'm trying to create a push, if you will, or in this case, just lessen the hook. And that's what I thought was happening. I went with it this round, and it made a huge difference off the tee. Solid drive. I'm in play in the rough, but hey, it's better than OB, so we'll take it. A lot of uneasy approach shots to some of these greens because your typical sand bunkers are now waste areas that are OB. Scramble for par there. I would slow this down and do a heartbeat moment, but that was just a dead pull. I got away with something lucky there for our second birdie of the day. Aim point is just off this tree, and I'm starting to feel great with this adjustment for the driver. I still am going to play the uneekor fade with the wind pushing to the right as well. I aim well left of the green, fades in, and we've got our third birdie of the day. Don't look now, folks, but we may be onto something here. You'll hear some random noises. They have wildlife throughout the course. The course designer went above and beyond with this. It was pretty cool to play. Just relying on my short game here for another birdie. We are 4 under through 8. Feeling good. So confident, in fact, that I'm going to try and split these trees with a driver, and I do just that. It doesn't carry very far because it's uphill, but very happy with this adjustment. Little 2-putt par here. 10th hole is a par 4. Another solid drive right there. Leaves me with a short wedge. Big waste area right behind this green, so if you're going to miss short. Five under through 10. I get so confident that I'm like, hey, I'm going to aim for this tree. Surely I'm not going to hit it. I hit the tree. Twelfth hole's a par 5. This is when I panic for a moment, so the second shot here will be a 3-wood into the green. I am going to try and just hit a huge push fade. I do in fact accomplish that, and it just gets over a waste area. But this is interesting. I feel like a little digital Keebler elf just took my ball and threw it on the backside of the green. Kind of frustrating because had that actually landed where it was, I think it would have kicked onto the green for an eagle putt. Going into the 13th hole, par 4, it would not be a round of golf with Zach unless we're playing from the woods. And we will play a few shots from the woods on this hole. Try to mash a 3-iron. Doesn't work. I take a pitching wedge, thinking that's going to get me far enough, and then just magically rolls all the way off the green. The 14th is a 248-yard par 3, littered with waste areas. Very anxious over this shot, end up pushing it to the right. I'm going to try and rely on the short game. The big hooks have now turned into baby draws, and I'm all for it. Probably could have played this shot straight at the pin considering the wind, but again, I was just worried about the uneekor. Right spin biased still on the shorter irons and wedges. Another drive in play sets me up. I hit a 9-iron here. I did not want to miss short. End up just yanking that long left and rely on the short game par. Make a mess of this 17th hole here. The chip shot here is just absolute, and I want it back. Coming up on the 18th hole is a par 5, 508 yards uphill. Put a great drive on it, and we're 3 under in the fairway, just 1 green in regulation to go. I could play it safe, just get it up the hill a little bit, but we're going for it. A little bit of pressure, but shot of the day with the 3-wood. Let's chip this in the hole and get this in the books. And I have officially broken par in sim golf for the first time. Our new record to beat is 68. I will not forget this round for a while. Things get a little easier when the ball off the tee is in play. We had 7 of 14 fairways hit, 11 of 18 greens, and made some putts. Thank you guys for watching. I am going to join the Sim Golf Tour now, and we'll see where it goes from here.